Alright, so honestly, I've lost track of how many split screen videos that we've done over the past year. We kind of started doing split screen videos on this channel in March/April of 2020. Now it's June of 2021, so thank you guys for sticking along with me. We got a super exciting project coming up that I want to share my entire process with you guys. So this is going to be the first installment of that. Now the very first split screen music video we ever did was for Chad LB's Virtual Big Band, and that tune was called Easy to Love. It got some amazing press with Good Morning America on the pop news segment, so thank you Good Morning America for that. But now we have kind of revisited this same idea in a little bit of a twist. We've been working on this project for the past couple of months, and this is going to be the first single. So now I'm editing the content for this first single to distribute on all of the social media platforms. So as I mentioned, this is the first installment of this video. We're just going to be building out a couple of these sequences here. I still think these videos are pretty relevant, especially as we're moving out of the pandemic here. So what we're going to do today is just kind of set up the project and start building it out, and then the next video we'll get into chopping all of these sequences up and actually creating the video from there. So let's check it out. Alright guys, so getting into it here, I have my saxes already built out because I wanted to start with an example. I didn't want to start from scratch here, so that you guys could check out where we're trying to achieve with our, or what we're trying to achieve with our next sections here. We're going to build out our trombones, and yeah, we're basically going to do the exact same thing that I did for the saxes here. Now just a quick recap, I color code everything, so my saxes are green, trombones are purple, trumpets are blue, rhythm section is pink, and then our full band is this turquoise color. So each of these is known as a sequence. A sequence is just a fancy term for the term group. You're just grouping videos together. Now with these split screen videos, I have basically a double layer of sequences. I have this sequence, sax is full right here. Within the sax is full sequence, and I'll open it up right now, you'll see that I have 5 other sequences within this one layer, this one group, if you want to call it that. Now within each of these, the reason I have separate sequences within the sax's full sequence here is because I only want each saxophone player to fill up this portion of the screen. If I had 5 individual videos here, I would have to crop them, do a little bit extra work. Basically adding another sequence here underneath the sax's full sequence just kind of eliminates a few steps and makes it easier to manipulate moving forward if you have to adjust anything. So within each of these, I'll just open this up. We are now in our second layer of the sequence. This is where our actual video is residing. So this is the alto 1 player. I have our final track so that I can match up the audio of the alto 1 video to our final audio. And this final audio waveform is what we're going to use to basically, just match everything up and make sure that we're 100% aligned moving forward. So basically our second sequence there, this is that second sequence within the sax is full, this alto 1 sequence here. We're now in there, and basically you're seeing the frame size that this is in our sax is full right there. And then when we come out to our full screen, this is what we're going to manipulate here when we go to our final video. So you can adjust size, you can adjust where you want him to be, how big you want the video. I'm going to just reverse that back to where I had it because I already had these set. I'm going to close out of my alto 1 sequence and my saxes sequence. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build out our trombone sequence. So I'm just going to double click here, and for any of you that are new to the channel as well, I have a split screen video producer guide that you can use. It has all of this kind of pre-built out as a template for you, and multiple other templates that you potentially would be able to utilize for your own videos. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll just leave a link in the description below. So right here we have 4 trombones. So what we're going to do is we're going to open these up, and what we need to do, always first step, we want to drag in our final audio. So I'm just going to open up all of our trombone sequences here and drag in our audio. Now this audio is our final master audio. We kind of always want to be matching things up because this will provide consistency throughout the entire editing process here. So now what we want to do, I've loaded in our videos, so we've completed saxes, so I'm going to take saxes off there, and we're going to open up trombones. So this is the trombone 1 full screen. I'm going to bring our trombone 1 video out, and we are just going to start sizing this up. Now, when it comes to sizing the videos, I like to do it, you know, basically beforehand. It looks like this was shot in a much larger resolution than some potential other players, so I'm going to kind of get it to a good level here. I think maybe 80 looks good. I'm just going to bring her down and over a little bit. That looks great, and what a great shot by her. So I know specifically for this track, I've listened to it before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of drag this out. I know that our bones kind of are all hitting on the same structure over here. So I'm just going to play this a little bit. I believe this is where we need to be lined up here. So I'm just going to mute my track for the actual video, and I'm just going to play to see if she's aligned with it. Now I'm going to unmute it just to see if we're lined up. That looked good. Let's just play it one more time. Yeah, that looks lined up. I'm just going to move her over because she kind of moved from the beginning of the video to the end of the video here. Just play it again really quick here. Great, so that looks all lined up. I know our final hit here is a little bit off, so I'll just be adjusting this later. This is where our final hit is in our final audio, and this is where they played it. This is just by nature what happens in remote recordings like this, when we're still trying to figure out where everything is lining up. So now we're gonna hop over to trombone 2. We're gonna just repeat this process. I'm just gonna drag this out. I always kind of just drag this out just to try to find a place where I know that I can match things up. So this spot right here, this is exactly where we were just at with the last video on trombone 1. So this hit right here looks good. I'm just going to mute this audio here and see if we're lined up here. That looks good to me. I'm just going to adjust, maybe enlarge the video a little bit and see where we're at. He moves a little bit, but I think he's kind of still in this frame. Cool, so that looks good to me. Now don't forget to drag this out here just so that we're starting at 0. We want to 0 our video out as well. So now I'm going to do trombone 3. Same process here. Now this is interesting. It looks like she recorded with rotation here, so let's do 90. Nope, we got to rotate this 270. And then let's see if we can scale this down a little bit and move her over. Okay, so what we need to do here is we're just repeating the process. This is what we're going to do. And literally all you need to do is line each person up one time, and then we'll just copy and paste this into any other instances where we have trombones. So I'll show you that in just a second here. Just muting her. I just want to check it out. That looks lined up to me. So just 0 her video out, and then last but not least, we got to do bass trombone. So bass trombone, let's see how this looks. That looks like a pretty good frame. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe we'll just adjust him up, but that looks good. Sometimes I like to go over here to our final video to just see kind of if our eyes are lined up, how big each person is in the frame, and if we can adjust anything. So I might even just enlarge his video a little bit more, and what we got to do is just line him up. So I'm going to go to that exact same spot that we were just at, and mute him just to see if we have him lined up. That looks great. Now we will zero his video out. We'll come over to the trombone 1 sequence, and what we're going to do, I already have some grids kind of built out here, so I'm going to go to my grids tab, and you get all this in the split screen video producer guide. If you guys are interested in that, I have pre-built grids out and show you kind of how to adjust these, but these are some skinnier white grids here that kind of just separate our four sequences here. So as you can see, let's just find a spot where they're all playing. There we go. So what's happening right there, if you heard that, we are not lined up with our audio at all here. So what we need to do is drag our sequence out. We need to make sure that these sequences are actually zeroed out as well. So we always want to be seeing this white little triangle. That means that your videos and your sequences are zeroed out. They're starting at 0. So that's how far we were off. So basically, let's drag all of these back to 0, and then we should be fully lined up. And now just to double check that, zoom in here all the way to 0. That looks good, and yep, our waveforms look like they're all lining up. So if we come to a section where everybody's playing, that looks pretty good. If I want to you know, just compare everybody's frame, everybody's proportion is about the same with the size that they are in the video within their specific sequence, and that looks pretty good to me. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to close out of each of these our individual sequences, and now we're going to go and do this with our trombones half, which is just half of this. It's going to split the screen in half, basically vertically. And then what we're going to do is just copy this. We're going to come over to our placeholders. Actually, we'll come over to, our placeholders, trombones 1/3. Or we can go to this through our video section. Actually, let's do the half first. So basically all I did there was go back to our final video, double click trombones half. It opened up this sequence. I'm going to double click trombone 1, and now I'm going to zero this out and then just paste what we were doing. So that's her video, and I've pasted this from the trombone 1 sequence for trombones full screen, and now I'm just going to resize this. It's already lined up audio wise, and I'm just going to resize this for the half screen, and that's going to be that. Whoops, I closed out of trombones half, so I'm going to open up trombone 2 for trombones half. I'm going to open up trombone 2 for the full. As you can see, our sequence is just in half vertically. It's cut in half. So we're going to get the same kind of thing going here for him. That looks good. Just resize. He's already lined up video wise. We're going to open up trombone 3, select all of it, Command C if you're on Apple, but basically you just want to copy. And then we're going to go over to trombones half, trombone 3, and paste, and then just resize, and basically you'll have your full sequence here built out for trombones in a matter of a couple of minutes. And I'd say within a good hour you can have a full big band video kind of built out here, being ready to cut. So if we come over here, let's just view our trombones half and see what that looks like. I don't put a grid over the half sections because I need to drag out my trumpet section as well. Now, as we can see, our audio isn't fully lined up here, so that's another thing that you'd want to do. And what you can do there from here is go over to our trombones third and just repeat this process until you have a nice looking grid that's a third size. And basically I use trombones half because typically trumpets and trombones are always playing together in like a traditional big band style format. So I do trumpets on top, trombones on the bottom, and then for our full horn section, if our horns are featured in the arrangement, I'll have trumpets, trombones, saxes, kind of like a big band stack. So from there, that's you know, super easy. You just finally drag out your sequences at the end here and they'll all line up. and then your trombones are built out. Just rinse and repeat the process for your trumpets and any other sequences that you may have. We're gonna get started with actually chopping all of this up once I have this fully built out here, and we're gonna start cutting it up to kind of match the arrangement, give that video a little bit of energy and make it exciting for the viewer to watch. So thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. If you learned a little bit here, we're going to be continuing part 2, where we're actually going to be chopping this up in the next video. So definitely hit subscribe if you want a notification for that. As always, thank you to Chad LB and Chad LB's channel. I do all the editing for his channel, so if you haven't subscribed and kind of seen what we've been doing over there, definitely head over there as these videos get released. If the full video of this is released by the time this video or the second video kind of come out here for the behind the scenes look at it and how it's made, just head over there, check it out, give it a like, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. So thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. If you want to check out the Split Screen Producer's Guide to kind of ease your workflow and kind of speed up your process here, it's a full guide with pre-production, production, post-production, everything you need to know to producing your first split screen music video. Or if you've already produced your first split screen music video, it just helps you speed up the process and do them faster and kind of make them look a little bit better if there's any stylistic things that you're trying to go for. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.